Transition Spur. What's up, guys? I got a cool transition spur here I can share my thoughts and opinions on. This is a large, what do you call it, a 2022-21 transition spur. I'm 5'10". This thing fits great for me. I like the 480 mil reach, 630 top tube, fucking millimeters. The chainstays are 435, so it's got a short rear end. Felt like this bike wheelie's awesome. It's a quick handling, fun, spirited, wants to play. It's a lighter chassis at 27 pounds full build. The Fox build weighs a little bit more, I think. I would say at 120 mil rear, 120 front, that it just has a real good balanced chassis. I bumped the travel up in my fork by changing fork to a Fox 36, and I went with 140 mils of travel, so it was a 140, 120. And so what I gained was a bit more chassis stability and a little more front end stiffness, because I felt this front end a little bit weeble wobbly, not bad, it just kind of gave a little on me when I was cornering and pressing hard into compressions or in situations where I'm pushing into the bars pretty strong. And it was thumbs up at that travel in the front. I believe the head angle probably shifted from 66 stock with the 120 to 65 degree head angle, and I'm real happy with the 65 degree head angle as a trail rider in moderate terrain. We don't really ride that much steeps. Lightweight, so the bike is 27 pounds with the GX build, and this is a size large. I didn't actually weigh it, that's just what the site says, but it feels really light. This bike is 3 to 5 pounds lighter than any other bike that I have, and so loading it into the truck or out, or even just riding the bike, it's just like, whoa, this thing is light. Is it fragile? And pop a wheelie, just like, whoa, you're gonna flip over. It's pretty impressive. So this review is kind of coming from more of a heavier bike, enduro, all mountain trail with like metal frame background. So for me, this is a wild departure from that genre of bike, if you will. So just keep that in mind, my opinions here. So this build comes with SRAM G2 brakes, and so my thoughts on those brakes are they're all right, but if you want to try them, which isn't a bad idea, they do work. They're just not like the most powerful positive stoppers. So what you can do is bump up your 160 mil rear rotor to a 180, and then try the 180 in the front it comes with, or maybe even go to a 200. And I would say for me, the 200 front, 180 rear was sufficient, and it worked. It grabbed. I mean, you'll be slightly limited. You know, the bike is at 120 mil travel with a dissector front, a recon rear. That combo rolls really well. It has really good front end grip. I actually tried a dissector rear as well, and the bike was slower for sure. It felt more sluggish. And I've tried it with carbon wheels, with those tires, and I was like, damn, they hit it in the nail with home run with the recon in the rear. So I thought, oh, what about the Minion semi-slick? You've got the little knobs in the middle, you got the big beefy Minion side chunk for leaning over, because when I leaned this bike over, it started sliding out, and that's uncomfortable for a lot of people. I think that would be the next modification on my bike if it were mine. So I did the 36 Minion semi-slick. I changed my bars. That's all personal stuff, but just to give the bike a bit more more brawn. I mean, because it's light, it's nimble, it's all that. Shorter chainstays, 435 mil chainstays. It's a great manualing, great wheelie bike. All transitions are really, that I've noticed. They just have a real nice chassis rider centric positioning on their builds. And so your water bottle, a plenty mount. You got two here. Well, you got your tool mount you go to a bike shop, that's killer. If you like spending lots of time in your garage, you probably don't mind it. But I'm a fan. So the GX Eagle build, really good, no problem, no complaints. Just comes with the G2 brakes, which are okay in my opinion. RockShox suspension seems really good, really fun. No big deal, it works fine. I don't have any complaints. The same thing on my Scout, I didn't mind the Lyric. I was curious if running a piggyback shock on the rear would do anything better, so I didn't try that, but I'm intrigued. So frame protection, no storage, but you do have a little bit of a rubber guard right here, and then the chainstay has a little bit of the ribs on there to cut down on some noise. The frame isn't loud, it doesn't rattle, which is awesome. And so yeah, I can say the bottom bracket is really low. It's got a 40 mil bottom bracket drop, so it's great cornering. I didn't have any issues hitting my pedals. The crank arms are still really clean. Don't really ride a lot of rocks, but I know, you hit roots and things on the apex of climbs, but I never had any issues, so great there. The seat post is plenty long. I have a 33-inch inseam, so the long seat post at Transition specs are right on, super good. Almost every other bike I ever buy, you need a longer seat post. I don't like the anvil saddle, personal preference. I like my own bars, I like Renthal bars. The bends are really good for my taste. And so the wheels are plenty fine. The stand arch wheels, they work. They're super, they're strong, they're light enough. I think they have a 28 millimeter internal on those rims. So I think that's about it. That's all I can really think of. The top tube standover is really, really low. So that's awesome if you're short-legged and you can get on and off your bike. So the standover is really nice. You can lower your seat really low and it literally disappears, even though you have a pretty long seat mast. On this particular bike, I slid my seat more forward in the rails just because it has a 630 top tube. It's got a 480 reach. I mean, it's a pretty healthy size large comparatively to some of the other bikes. So fit is one thing. So the seat tube angle is 76 degrees. Woo. The wheelbase is 1219. So it's probably a little longer than most bikes in this category, but that just makes it just handles. And let me not forget before I close this out, this is a fast bike. Like it just motors. Anytime there's a little bit of a place to pick up speed, that's where this bike is really unique in my experience. Other bikes don't pick up speed that fast. Maybe I should put some tires like this on my other bikes to see, but that was the most fun thing I can recall, like riding this particular bike, is that it's fast and it just wants to fly, and it is light, it wants to jump and hop. There's negative to that as well, and so I tried to address those with the mods I mentioned. So take that with the fine grain of salt, and just my basic opinions. Hope that helps.